Hello everyone, my name is Wentle. I am here to present a code for a tic-tac-toe game. I have used Python programming language to program this game. Firstly, let's look at the rules for the game. The rules for the game are: it takes only two players who will compete against each other. They will be playing on a single board that consists 9 spaces. Okay, so this is how my code looks like. I have declared my three global variables. I will use these global variables inside my functions. Okay, so players will be represented by an X and Y. So these players will only play on the players board that consists 9 spaces. All right. So let's come to to organize my game. I have used functions so that they are able to organize the functioning of the code. Okay, so my first function is display board. It will display two boards, the available moves, and then the player's board. So I have declared the available move as a global variable as well. Okay, so on this function, you will see two boards and this welcoming note that I have displayed here. Okay, so every time when you are coding inside a function, make sure you test your function so that you are able to see if there are any errors or not. If the function does what you ask the function to do. Okay, so let's test the first function. These are the two boards, available moves, and the player's board. Okay, so let's see other functions. Other functions, the second function is place marker. Place marker, remember we said the clients will be represented by an X and O. So the markers will place in an available position, right? Available spaces, then the players will place a marker, which is an X and an O. Okay, so let's look for the third function. Before we go to the third function, remember I said we must test the functions every time. But now I won't test all the functions because of time. So most of the functions I have called them inside my loop. So as we go through the code, you will see where I have called other functions. Okay, so let's check this function now. It's win check. On the win check, we are checking who won. We are checking the draws. Okay, so actually on this board, it will return who won and then it will return the draws. Okay, so let's look for another function. This function is called random player. On this code, players are picked randomly, right? So I have used an external module, random. I imported external module, random, so that it assists me to pick the players randomly. Okay. So let's look. So this function will return the first player that is being picked. Okay, so this one, it's a space check. So this one will check the available position inside the board and then it will return the position. Okay, and then this one is a full board. This full board check, it checks if the board is still have the spaces available, right? So if this one is full, it simply means there is a draw somewhere. Okay, but you will see when we are doing the loop. Okay, so the other function is player's choice. On this player's choice, players are choosing their own position, right? Okay, if you notice on this function, it has a loop, right? A while loop. It also has a validation. Why I use a validation? Because a validation, it ensures that the data that is entered is correct, okay, and it's sensible, okay. So hence I have used the validation. And then I have used the while loop so that it checks how many times will it repeats. Okay, so here let's look at the loop. So this loop, it says while the position is not in 1 up to 9. So it means that if it's not between 1 and 9, so it will return a message that says, I am sorry, try again, right? So it will also check the spaces. If the space is not available, it will tell you that this position is taken. You are not allowed to use it again. So it simply means that it will prompt you to enter the position, right? So the position should be between 1 and 9. So if you have exceeded 9, it will give you these error messages. Okay, so I think it's clear. So let's look at the next function. The next function, it's a replay. So this one will prompt a player to play again if the player is still interested. If the player is not interested, the program will exit. Even here, I have used a loop to control the function. Okay, so if it's yes, right, so it will return a clean board whereby the players will continue and play. Okay, so let's move on to this while loop. Oh, okay, while it's true now here on this loop, the players are playing against each other. So here, while it's true, it will select randomly again the player, and then the selected player will stand up and then the selected player will stand up and then it will be ready to play. So the game is starting. So while it's true, it will prompt the user to click enter to start the game. As well as here, I have used a validation. If the user have prompt incorrect button, it will return this message that says invalid option, and then the game will exit, right? Then let's come to this while loop. Okay, while game is on, now we are we are checking for the winning player, and then there's the else we are checking for the draw. Okay, so apparently on this loop, it's the winners and the draws. Okay, so okay, and then after the player won, if the player is interested, we will call replay so that the player will play if he wants to play again, or will exit the game. As well as on this on this else, it simply says if it's draw, the player will ask a replay if it wants to play or not. Okay, so when you ask the replay, it will show you a clean board that is ready for the players to play again. Okay, so I think that's it for my program. So if you are interested on the code, you can run this code and see how it works. Thank you for watching. Before we close, I want us to run this code and see if the validations and the functions are working well or not. Okay, so let's play our game. Okay, this is the first function, remember, that displays the two boards. So it prompts the player to start the game. So I'll click enter. So the game is, the boards are ready. So the first, remember we said it will be picked randomly. So the first player that is being picked is player O. So player O is prompted to choose the position now. So the player chose 1. Now it will give this message. This position is taken. You are not allowed to use it again. So it's taken now. The second player will choose another position. Let's choose 2. Okay. Then again, it will give the same message. Now, what happens when I choose the position that is being chosen? Let's see. Number 1. Then it doesn't allow you to play. So it will give you another message. So you can try again. So let's try 3. Then it will go on 7, 8, 9, 5. Okay. 6, 4. Right. This game is a draw. See the output. This game is a draw. Remember, we said when the board is full, it will return the draw. So would you like to play again? If I say no, so it will simply exit the game. Perhaps let's run it again and say yes. So let me try to enter an invalid like any other button. Let's enter G. So it will tell you sorry. Please try again. That means you have prompted a wrong button. So let's try 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, congratulations, player won. So we want to continue with the game. Yes. So it returns an empty clean board for the players to play again. So you can continue and go on and go on and go on. Anyway, thank you for watching. Goodbye. Hope you enjoy.